Hello and a very warm welcome to all the viewers of Detox. That is Disruptive Literacy Talks. And this is Tanmay Prakash, your host of the session. Detox aims at coming together in eradicating illiteracy and focusing upon the foundational literacy and numeracy. And moreover, we believe in disrupting the status quo when best is not the enough. Detox is coming together in eradicating illiteracy and focusing upon the foundational literacy and numeracy, as committed under the Sustainable Development Goal 4 and in India's national education policy as well. Detox is an initiative of Global Dream, a disruptive movement for universal foundational literacy and numeracy, that is FLN. It was launched in 2014 by Dr. Sunita Gandhi, educationist and former economist at the World Bank. By using disruptive research-based methods and processes, Global Dream aims to come together in making India 100% literate in a time-bound mission. And moreover, we believe in disrupting the status quo when best is not enough, as mentioned earlier. And moving on to today's session. With this, I would like to introduce you with the speaker of the session, Mr. Tej Prasad. He is the Deputy Commissioner of Barpeta District, Assam. He will be speaking upon the topic, preparing a roadmap for universal foundational literacy and numeracy in Assam. The Barpeta was earlier known as Tati Kuchi, where Tati stands for the weaver, and Kuchi means a cluster of village. In native Barpetia dialect, that is, the land of weavers. Barpeta is the gateway to Manas National Park, one of the national parks of Assam and one of the few tiger reserves of India. We at Detox are glad to have Tej sir with us. Welcome, sir. Welcome to Detox.
Thank you, Tanmay, and I'm really happy to be with you in this session. And regarding last time also, I did try to make contact, but unfortunately, we could not succeed. So
Yes, sir.
that tells us about sometimes the digitals can be successful most of the time, but sometimes it may not be. So that is why we are here for the second time. Today, of course,
Yes,
Tanmay,
yes,
I
sir.
would like to thank you all, and particularly the Global Dreams. Global Dream, such a movement for literacy and all. The Global Dream has done a human service in this sector. I would really, really like to congratulate the Global Dreams on in this sector and uh, Madam Gandhi, because Sunita Gandhi, because she has definitely done a very tremendous job in this, accelerating this movement, this literacy movement, and kudos to her. So when I'm asked to talk about the education scenario, so many things come to my mind, and when I speak, definitely I will speak in relation to the so Barpeta district. So Barpeta district,
Yes,
it's mostly, if you see in the map, you'll find that it is in water because it is it's very low lying. So why I'm sharing this information, because this status, the geographical status of Barpeta has something to do with the education scenario as well. Because whenever when there is a water level is very low, and all of a sudden there's water, there's a elevation in the water level, so it affects the movement of the people. When I talk about the movement of the people, I definitely talk about the movement of the student as well. So that is how the student community also gets affected. This is something peculiar with some of the districts of Assam, not all. So this is one side where we have to look into, and we have to design according to that. Now, just I'm sharing this. There are so many in Assam, in Barpeta district. The of course the literacy percentage is 86.28%. where the male literacy is 90.44% and female literacy is 81.94. So, in spite of the challenges, the literacy rate is a bit okay, but this needs to be, geared up. And for that, again, challenges come. I just last time I had a discussion that what are the areas now for development of the education system in our district. So what we have done in this sector. Now, just see, just because of the COVID is there, COVID scare is there. So we need to take care of the students from that COVID scare. So how to do that? How to do that? So what we have done in SSA, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, we have designed a plan called Utkarsh. Utkarsh, और बेटा क्या है? So उत्कर्ष क्या होता है इसमें? What happens in this system? We are going online with the students. So wherever the students are there, it's not like that ki students has been given a set and he has simply opened up and just doing the classes. Whether he's doing it or not, we are not sure sometimes, unless the attendance is taken. So I suggested all the teachers connected with the online classes to take the attendance of the students at a regular interval of 15 minutes or 20 minutes, 20 minutes at least, so that there should not be no students should leave the class and they have to be attentive on the online classes. So this and again, now the teachers have been given a job to cluster the students and not to leave them to their fate, just like doing the classes and sharing the notes and the end. It's not planned like that. Now the teacher's responsibility does not end there by sharing the notes alone. So the teacher has to be proactive and he has to design such way. Now again, I have started a system of taking, tests at a regular interval. So that has actually brought a very good result. Now I have also interacted with the students, so that has brought a good results here. And again, we have called this name Utkarsh. Utkarsh, matlab the communication with the digital mode. So again, we have started another program where we have seen this midday meal scheme, the midday meal to the house of the students, just to encourage, and again we have given them the physical books. Those students who may not have the access to the digital board, I mean the Android mobile and all, so they have been provided with the hard copy, the books. I have arranged one small ceremony taking care of the COVID protocol also, not calling all the students. So there we actually explain what is the requirement of this step of ours, where we have shared the books, the printed books. So that will also go a long way in educating them. Now again, with the books, same thing I have asked my teachers to club not more than four students or five students and be in constant touch with them and maintaining the COVID protocol. They are keeping in touch with them, they are monitoring how they are progressing, and that has shown a good result. That has shown a good. Now I could see the interest being brewed inside the in students. So so again, in this COVID situation, we have to think the in a different way. When I am talking about different way, we have to think not in the common system of the education, but we are talking about the digital mode. And again, now I'm asking my teachers to send some of the videos videos of taking classes. So that is also that is also giving a very good result in the district. So when there are so many challenges again. It is different. I am actually particularly concentrating on Barbeta district. So Barbeta district, as I mentioned in the beginning of my speech, that it is a area where the flood is very common. So there are riverine areas. Riverine areas is such area where you are not certain that the school will remain there. So whenever there is erosion, the school goes up. The river takes entire gamut of the school building and all. Again, that is shifted to another place. So again, that makes the student to adjust with the new scenario, new place, and the place for undergoing studies. So next to key is Utkar Faru. So mm, I think I spoke about Utkarsh, that is digital. नहीं फिर हमने एक शुरुआत की एजुकेशन सेक्टर में हमने कोशिश की कि थोड़ी सी हम परिवर्तन लेके आए उसमें सो हमने एक संजोग करके एक प्रोग्राम को अपने यहाँ पे लोकली हमने चालू किया संजोग का मतलब संजोग मीन्स व्हाट द एस्टैब्लिशिंग ए रिलेशनशिप विद द स्टूडेंट्स सो तन्मय बीच बीच में कभी हिंदी निकल जाती है कोई प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं है
सर हिंदी तो बोलनी भी चाहिए
तन्मय
सर
बीच
जी
में
सर
मैं हिंदी भी बोल रहा हूँ कोई समस्या तो नहीं है
सर मल्टीलिंगुअल में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है हिंदी तो
ओके
वैसे भी मातृभाषा है
सो
सर
तो तो हमने संशोधन इसीलिए किया कि उन लोगों के साथ हमारी मतलब लेट वी कुड एस्टैब्लिश द रिलेशनशिप विद स्टूडेंट्स फॉर दैट एज आई मेंशन that we had given the packages of food and books and additionally we had provided the bond between all to the students is a kind of encouragement ki, so that they should devote in the studies and studies also yield result that is what I wanted to convey to them and that is in very well reciprocated that is very well reciprocated by the students community and again I'm really overwhelmed to see how the teachers community reacted to it the kind of enthusiasm and sense of ownership for that particular job that was thrilling so when I conceived the plan with the ssa and my additional deputy commissioner of education and now my district project officer so I was in a fixed key whether that will be reciprocated well or not because we are giving duties to the teachers to be communicative with the students, to interact with the students, and just to just to take care of the students amidst the COVID scare. So things actually went right, and now I could understand whatever we had planned. Actually, it did work. So I'm focusing on what we did here in Barpeta district. So I think in other districts also such programs are being churned out and definitely it will yield results. Now, going to the difficulties that is faced. So I said, ki, now just sharing one data. Now I've got the data of fully and partially infrastructure damage of schools due to flood and erosion by Brahmaputra and Beki River. In the year 2020, 796 schools have been partially affected and 40 schools have been fully eroded. 14 schools fully eroded. So this is one of the challenges the riverine area where the water level is becomes very high. And sometimes how can people think of the saving their books and all when they have to save their lives because this scenario is there. So again, the lack of knowledge. Again, there's a lack of knowledge and awareness of the parents. Sometimes the this academic intervention, the academic intervention corroborated with the therapeutic intervention. That means health was also not up to the mark. So it was actually, we can call it slow. So we can focus on those areas as well. There has to be awareness amongst the parents, not only about the education but also about the health sector. Only a healthy students can understand. If a students with a lot of hunger, definitely it will be difficult for him to understand the things. So man, so we can take a step on that line. So again, because of these geographical hurdles, the children and teachers risk their life to reach the schools. And again, traveling over river on a boat, that becomes very risky. That is particularly visible in Mandya and Senga educational blocks. But in spite of that, I just appreciate how the teachers are working and students are just going to the schools, braving all this. But that is an area where we need to think on some alternatives. And again, the sufficiency of the teachers, as per the requirement, the teachers' sufficiency is not there. So there again, I'm coming back to the remote area, distance area, where the geographical challenges are there. So these areas, the teachers are less, the students are more. So where in this in the Barbara districts, we call it, and some immigrants areas are there. So where the population is bit higher. So the number of students is high compared to the teachers. So we are just planning to design, rationalize the things, entirely rationalize the things, so that the students actually get an access to those educational arena. The teachers he should get the teacher service as well. So there are dropouts. I think it is there in almost every school. While in some school it is more, while in some school it is less. So this for this dropout, there are schemes, midday meal schemes there. So at least thankfully, because of the midday meal also, the students are coming to the schools and attending classes. So this is again one area of the education. So now again, if we want to improvise upon the education system, we have to teach them with the written goals. We should show them their goals in a written form, so that it works. Actually, it really acts upon their subconscious mind, and they try to reach the goal when something is written. And if a student happens to see on a everyday regular basis, so it actually it goes into his subconscious mind, and all his actions and behavioral pattern goes as per that. That is my belief. So written goal, read the way of writing written goals, showing them the path, is also another area. I think we can have an improvement on this. I don't know whether my idea will be accepted or not, but that is one factor where I think every one of us are affected by that, because of the action of the subconscious mind always. So there are so many things to now. One might question that, can we children, if economic backward section in the context of post-COVID literacy, how can we ensure? So that is another one question. It was there. Actually, the children who belong to economic backward section in the post-COVID scenario, the education can be provided to the economic backward classes for children by clubbing them with the other students who have Android mobile phone, computer, etc., for online classes. So COVID had actually in so many cases have rendered the students helpless. So many in our district also, so many students lost their parents because of the COVID. So all on a sudden the penury has descended upon them, the poverty has descended upon them. So we are just planning, and we have been successful also in some cases to clubbing the students with those who are having Android mobile. And one thing I can tell you that basically the students have this sympathy for those who actually lost their parents. Now there is no negativity that he is sharing my no, let me not allow to share my mobile and all with him or her. That feeling I have not seen here, and or neither that has been reported. Rather, on the contrary, that has been well accepted, and that is very good side of the good human side that is also developed. When you make any small children to help his colleague or his fellow friend by sharing mobile apps. Sharing of mobile is very difficult for a child, for the now the teens also. But still, they have accepted to that terms, and they're sharing with that fellow who has lost his parents, who are now become all of a sudden who become impoverished. So this is one another aspect which is developed during this COVID: the care to the humanity, care to understanding the pain of a fellow friend of the class. That aspect is also developed because of this. I'm not calling it a silver lining, of course. That is one of the positive aspect which I have seen. Now, there was a lack of direct interaction between students and the teachers earlier. Now again, what's happening? There is an interaction with the even through the digital mode, or somehow digital mode, or that I told the grouping system. So that also now, because of this digitization system, in fact there is a direct interaction. So direct interaction is also helping a lot. So now again, coming to this literacy section. So literacy section, the parents
Sir,
have to be
I would
literate.
like to.
I told in the beginning. So if a parent is not literate, or so actually he fails to understand the positive side of the literacy. And again, illiteracy comes in the way of controlling the population also. A person who is literate, who doesn't have the idea of consequence of having too many children, so that actually jeopardizes the economy of that is the family. So what happens? So he has to earn. So all the childrens will become only the means of earning, rather than becoming a educated youth or becoming a educated person. So literacy of a parent actually plays a very important role in literacy of the student, of the children, because now the parent does not think his child as a source of, because he might think it, let us put him somewhere in the job and get him to the work, and I will get some money, and that with that I can run the house. Then I think I spoken more than the time.
No, sir. No,
Tanmay,
not at all, sir. Not at all, sir.
not listening. Okay.
Uh, Not at all, sir.
So
Not at all. Am I audible, sir?
now again, coming to the success
Sir,
of
am
our
I audible?
schemes. Now so many government schemes are here. If you want these
Sir, am I
schemes to be
audible to you?
successful, so there has to be a section of a people who are literate, who fully understand exactly uh, what's going to happen with the schemes and how that scheme will benefit it. Or else they can be easily beguiled, they can be easily duped, and it really does not serve the society. Rather, it affect the society. So now ours is an aspirational district. Barpeta is an aspirational district. So as an aspirational district, we have got some challenges. I told you the erosion is the major problem fully, and the damages occur to the school buildings. So there is a flood or erosion by Brahmaputra and Beki River. Now, as I said, 796 schools have been affected, and 14 schools totally eroded. So that is one of the challenges. Of course, that is not in all the blocks. That is in Mandia and Senga development block. So basically, so many things are there. So now every stakeholder of a society like teachers, government department, community have a particular role to play. So achieve the basic goal of literacy. The teachers have to be proactive. If they start doing the service alone, only service, चलिए कि हमें नौकरी करनी है, सुबह चले गए, शाम के वक्त वापस आ गए, तो मतलब the teachers have to be very proactive and they have to think from the heart. So I have actually I'm successful in galvanizing so many teachers. The teachers actually who were very much scared, or I can say they showed the symptom of scaredness. Now they have just overcome that scare. Now they have come out and started teaching the student, interacting with the students, and now it's a win-win situation for both. The teachers has brought back his confidence. Now he himself can now put himself into the high esteem that he is doing his job against the salaries paid to him, and again the student is also getting benefits. So it's a win-win situation. So all the stakeholders, we have to be very careful while dealing with this sector of education, because this education sector, it is it's a ladder to the success, and it is again, if it is not properly given, it might again damaging also. Little learning is a dangerous thing. It is always said. We have been hearing since our childhood. So these things again, put us um, put us in an embracing position. So now again, there is an um, building as a learning aids. Bala, building as a learning aids. Bala is here. We have done that, and that is done through again painting or building walls, schools building, lesson based painting, class wise, lesson wise, against every subject at elementary level. Schools already started before 2 years ago here, and that is again bringing a good result to us. Now at secondary level also, the building as a learning aid activity will also be started very soon here in the district. The first inauguration will be done at Bagmara Sor. I have taken up Sor area for starting. Sor means riverine area, which is very difficult to reach. You have to go by the boat. Boat only, the only way to reach there is by boat only. So I have to cross a river, big river. I have to be in the boat for at least 1.5 hours one way, and another while coming back it is 2.5 hours. So, but still, in spite of that, I have chosen to visit this Bagmara Chor area to start that Bala for secondary education under Mandia Development Block just on the 25th or 26th of this month. So again, there is an hanging library. What does mean hanging library? Hanging of books in wall of classroom of school building already initiated at elementary level, which attract the students to read books. Now, if we keep the books hanging in the wall, that again shows the interest of the students in reading the materials. So these activities which we have taken up here will definitely impact the learning. In addition, the the mode of learning that we have already discussed, and this thing also definitely pave way for a better education system in the district and the state as well, if it is taken in later in sprints. So I think I have already exceeded the time. So thank you so
Not
much.
at all, sir.
Thank you so much, Tanmay.
Thanks to you,
So
sir.
let me
Sir, I
conclude
have some
here
questions. I have some questions.
that a strong society always thrives on a literate and educated society. When there is a thriving of an educated and literate section, there will be decrease in the unrest in the society, and that we can achieve right from the beginning of a child. And there will be less number of child, there will be less requirement. If that can be that can be impart through the education, that will definitely improvise our education system also. Now with the new challenges of COVID, we have to think in a different way, and we have to keep on thinking. So now today we are seeing the COVID. Now what might happen in future? So let us think for a while, and let us decide the future course of action also. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. And sir, I have few questions if you allowed me to ask.
Okay.
So, we in the beginning
I'm
discussed that.
not able to hear you, Tanmay.
Sir, am I audible?
I'm not able to listen to you.
Sir, I would request you to please rejoin the session. I think there is some connectivity issue.
Okay. Done. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I think there is some network connectivity issue. Uh, because of that, I think sir isn't able to hear me and my voice.
अरे
But
यार निकल
today's
गया
session was
उसी कॉल
hello, sir. Am I audible?
खुद लिखेंगे तो
So I think there was some network connectivity issue due to which sir wasn't able to hear me or my voice, and we hope that the problems which was addressed by sir and the solutions to them were very nice, and we hope if we can try to get back sir to rejoin. And moreover, like there as sir said that things have been changing and we hope the things do change in the coming future. And when we talk about the Barpeta district, as sir said that it is being surrounded by rivers, water, so the major problem which arises there is the flooding. So and due to which uh, the education of the children suffers a lot. So we hope that that problem also the district administration also finds some solution to that, and some new disruptive ideas of education. We hope we could get back with those ideas. I think sir is back with us. Hi sir, are you able to hear me now? Sir, are you able to hear me? So can you rejoin sir? Okay, so there is some network connectivity issue. So we would be moving towards the end of this detox session. Uh, but before that, I would like to thank all the members and the viewers to watch this session, and also like to thank Mr. Tej Prasad sir to join the live session and cooperating with us on such issues. And we hope we could collaborate with him soon in the near future for having him again on the board and to discuss more problems of literacy and numeracy in the Barpeta district of Assam. So, with this, we move to the end of the detox session. To learn more about Global Dream 30 Hours Foundational Literacy and Numeracy Approach, Please visit www.globaldream.guru, and you can also WhatsApp us on 740-840-6000. With this, I would like to thank Tej Bahadur sir for coming to our session once again and telling us such wonderful things, and also giving us new thoughts towards the education of Assam. Thank you to the lovely audience and their kind support. Thank you all and have a nice day.